Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Andy and today we have the March monthly reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Welcome guys, hope you guys are doing good. In general, disclaimer, this is a general reading on YouTube, so it may or may not resonate. Take what does, leave what doesn't. I do believe that there will be one message throughout the reading that will resonate with you and help you in some way, shape, or form. So I recommend that you watch the whole thing before you kind of are like, yeah, that wasn't for me. But if that's not worth your time, then feel free not to do that. Check out your other placements as well. We're going to go ahead and start your reading. So again, this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. So if you have any of those placements are in Capricorn, this is the reading for you. So we're actually going to go into your channel message first. So when I was channeling your guides, I could hear them very clearly. I wasn't seeing very much imagery other than I saw a quick it looked like a clam or a mussel, how they have the shell and then the good stuff is on the inside if you eat meat. I used to love clams and mussels when I used to eat meat. But anyways, so random. But what I was seeing is kind of this shell and you kind of hiding inside your shell. So what I asked was, obviously I always ask your guys to show me and give me insights into what it is that you're dealing with in the month of March. And they kind of showed me this imagery first. And then this clam kind of transformed into an angel. I feel like a lot of you guys are really restricting any gifts or talents that you may have. This doesn't have to necessarily be psychic, or it doesn't necessarily have to be any type of light work, but there is a certain energetic gift that you have, or there's something about your energy, something about your presence, something about you specifically that is very special. And I feel like you're keeping some of those gifts hidden from the world. And I feel like even hidden from yourself. I feel like maybe you don't see yourself as this all-powerful, magical, energetic being that I feel you guys are. It's just that it's almost like you're limiting yourselves by staying in your shell, by staying in your comfort zone. I just feel like you guys are not allowing yourselves to break out of patterns that you may have been in for a while. So a certain way of being, certain beliefs that you've had, certain ideas that you've had your whole life or up until now, you're having a really hard time letting these things go because they're comfortable to you. And this is the biggest problem with Capricorn. I have a Capricorn moon. I have three or four other heavy placements, heavy prominent placements in my chart as well in Capricorn. So I understand. I have a lot of Capricorn energy, and a lot of people that I've dealt with in a romantic sense have really been like, you're such a Capricorn. And I hate it because I do also see it. I do also see how in a lot of situations I'm very stubborn to change, and it's very conflicting with my Sag placements, and I also have heavy Scorpio placements, which are really transformative and expansive placements. Both of those are signs that really want to expand and learn and grow and travel and experience new things outside of the comfort zone. So for me, it was always a duality, really heavily wanting new experiences, wanting to grow, wanting to do these things, but also feeling so restricted by my own placements, by my own energy, being really restricted by I want stability, I want comfort, I want routine. Those things feel good to me, but I also want to change. So I've realized as I get older, and depending on where you're at life, I'm sure as you get older, you'll experience more situations where you're put in that crossroad where you're like, oh, I want to learn more, oh, but I'm really comfortable where I'm at. And you're gonna have to learn as you go what opportunities are worth taking a risk on, what opportunities are worth changing for, transforming for, growing into, depending on where you're at and depending on what exactly it is that you want out of life. Because if you want to grow, if you want new things, you have to step out of your comfort zone. You cannot grow within your comfort zone. It just doesn't work. And I think that there is growth to be at every point in your life. You can always be growing, but there's a limit. There's a limit to that growth. That growth is gonna hit the ceiling, and then, okay, well, I need to go to a new place. I need to start a new job. I need to experience new people, new things, etc., in order for me to have new experiences that will bring further growth and more knowledge. The other thing that I heard, because I heard what are they resisting? Because I heard resistance. They were really talkative. Like I said, I heard a voice speaking. Your guides were speaking very, very clearly. The other imagery also with the angel, I really feel like you guys have a lot of angelic guidance, or your guides are really just protecting you right now. Because I heard them say that you're resisting something. And I was like, what are they resisting? What's Capricorn resisting? I heard you're afraid of change. I heard you guys are resisting change because you're afraid of it. Because like I said, you're really comfortable, or you're afraid to go out of your comfort zone into these new spaces, into these new experiences that you ultimately are gonna need in order to get to your end goal. Because I know you have an end goal. I know you have an idea of where you want to go on this path that you're on, of where you want it, where you want it to take you. But in order for you to allow yourself to go down this path, in order for this path to take you there, you have to let down your walls. You have to be vulnerable. You have to take on this new experience with an open heart. Because here's the thing. You can go to new places. You can meet new people. You can do new things. But if you go into those new situations with a closed off heart, you will not experience the same amount of growth, or any that you would if you went into it with an open heart and an open mind. Because if your heart is not open, that means you're not open to change. You're not open to really absorbing these new experiences. So it's more like it's going to be going in one ear and out the other. You're not going to be able to retain these experiences and the information and the lessons that these new things are bringing to you, that ultimately will help you grow and change and become the person you want to be and to have the things you want to be. But you have to open yourself up, and that's the difficult part for you. I know it is. And as challenging as it is, there isn't anything I can really tell you other than you have to just go for it. You have to that's the thing. You have to, again, this is a moment in your life where you have to kind of analyze the situation. You're at the crossroads. Is it worth taking a risk and opening up and being vulnerable in this new experience? Or do you want to stay in your shell? You choose. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Maybe someone else might, maybe a friend might try to tell you what to do, but ultimately at the end of the day, you're going to do whatever the hell you want to do. It's your choice, it's your body, it's your life. So you choose what you want to do. You can stay comfortable in your shell and not open up and not be really open to this new experience, or you can let that down, take a risk, even though it's going to be really scary and probably really uncomfortable. But that's where you're truly going to grow from. That's how you're truly going to absorb this new whatever it is that you're doing or wanting to do, I feel like. Because I feel like you guys are in a situation that's new. That's why you're uncomfortable. That's why I'm getting that imagery of you like wanting to hide in your shell, because when we're in new territory, uncharted waters, the main thing is where that fear comes from is fear of getting hurt. In whatever shape or form that comes in. Maybe you're afraid of rejection. Maybe you're afraid of someone breaking your heart. Maybe you're afraid of being disappointed or let down or overlooked. Whatever it is that you're afraid of, it's something that could potentially hurt you in some way, shape, or form. In whatever way it comes in. And that fear of the pain keeps you from wanting to open up your shell. Because if you open your shell, you're exposed. Your heart is exposed. And it's easy to get hurt, right? But again, I forgot who I said this. I don't know if it was the Scorpio or the Sagittarius reading, but I just did this last night. I said specifically, like, we choose how we react to things. You know, I could call you A, B, and C, and you know, you could really absorb that, and you could be like, oh my God, am I really that way? Am I really like that? And if you're having those moments, that deals with one, being insecure, and two, primarily not knowing who you truly are. If you know who you are, if you're really connected with yourself and you're self-aware and you're focused on yourself and you know who you are, you know what your value is, it doesn't matter what people will think or say about you. It will not affect you. Because you're like, all right, cool, they think I'm this and this. And now I'm like, I just let fools be fools. Someone calls me an idiot, someone calls me ABC, I'm just like, all right, yeah, I am that, I'm an idiot, okay, cool. I just agree with whatever people say because I know that that's not truly how I see myself. I don't see myself as an idiot. I don't see myself as these things that maybe people say or maybe people think about me. I know who I am, I know what I'm worth, and I know how I see myself. So those things don't affect me. So I feel like you guys really need to get in tune with yourselves a little bit more. Meaning, like, you really need to do like some deep self-discovery, some hermit mode type chapter of your life may be necessary right now to go into. And this is something that's gonna take time. It took me like 2 years to get to this point in my life on my journey. Since I had like my initial awakening, it took me 2 years to finally get into this place where I'm really comfortable with my skin. I really could care less what people think about me. Like I said, I let fools be fools. Whatever people say or think about me, I just agree with them. I just agree with them because I don't have time to argue with fools. They don't know who I truly am. If what they're saying isn't true, I'm just like, all right, yeah. If you think I'm that, that's okay. Yeah, sure, I am that. I am that to you. In your eyes, that's what I am. And that's okay because I don't care. Because I know who I am in my own eyes, if that makes sense. Anyways, that was your channel message. I hope that resonated. Let me know in the comments down below. We're going to go ahead and start with the tarot and see what it lets us see for your month of March. So for the month of March, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, what's going on for Capricorn in the month of March? What's going on for Capricorn in the month of March? What's going on for Capricorn in the month of March? What's going on for Capricorn in the month of March? Eight of Swords. So I feel like you guys are dealing with a lot of, this is negative because this is the number one thing that Capricorn does. You have to think about why Capricorn is represented by the devil. Sorry, there's a lot of smoke. My incense is burning right here. And I said I was gonna move it last night, but I didn't because I am stupid. I am an idiot. I'm just kidding. Eight of Swords. I feel like you guys have, so what I was saying about you guys are represented by the devil is the ego. That's what the devil is, right? That energy of the ego, of the devil, makes us think certain things that are not necessarily true. So there's a lot of self-doubt and a lot of negative self-talk that comes from the ego, and that's primarily attached with Capricorns. And this is the part that I resonate with the most of my Capricorn placements, is that growing up, I talked so, even now it's really hard, because it still comes up. I choose not to listen to it. But I'm so critical of everything that I do, and I'm such a perfectionist, even though I'm trying, and that really is just a control issue. So I'm trying to release control, and like I said, on these 2 years, I've really worked on myself to the point where it's not, I don't know if I'll ever be dissolved of that. I don't know if I will ever disconnect from that completely. I feel it, I hear it, that energy creeps in every once in a while, but I don't feed it. I don't give into it. I don't listen to it. I don't, I just kind of ignore it. So with the Eight of Swords, it's saying that I feel like there's been a lot of negative self-talk. You might be speaking about yourself or thinking about yourself very negatively in your mind. I just feel like you're being really hard on yourself. It's almost like you could be accomplishing a lot in March, potentially. I don't know if you are or not. You could potentially be accomplishing a lot, but it's almost like you're not allowing yourself to feel happy over your accomplishments. It's like, I feel like you guys have a lot to be happy about, but the only thing that's keeping you from being happy, from feeling happiness and joy about what you're doing, is your own mentality. It's like your own self. It's like you're putting a restriction on your happiness. Because I feel like there's a lot in March with the Sun in reverse to be happy about. You're just having a difficult time feeling that way. Two of Wands. Again, so what I said was you're at a crossroads. Two of Wands, crossroads. You have to make a decision about what you want, about where you want to go. And I feel like every time, if anyone ever says it to you, like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do with your life? I feel like you're so physical nature about it. You're like, oh, well, I want to have a job that pays this much, or, oh, I want to have this opportunity, this and this and this. That's not what I'm asking here. How do you want to move forward living your life? Do you want to live your life closed off? Do you want to be open and vulnerable? That's what I'm asking. What I'm asking you, the crossroads that you're at is an internal crossroads. It's not so much an external crossroads, even though there could be a lot happening around you new externally. That's not what this is about though. Internal. What do you, Capricorn, what do you want moving forward? Where do you want to go with yourself, with your life moving forward? Who do you want to be moving forward? This closed off, stubborn, critical, negative thinking person, or do you maybe want to change some of those things? I'm not here to tell you, like I said, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not even going to suggest. But is that how you really want to be living moving forward? Think about that. So I feel like you guys are definitely at this crossroads, and being at a crossroads, you can make a decision. You have choices. And it doesn't even have to be just two. There are multiple choices. There's never just one choice. Honestly, it's really interesting because Scorpio and Sag, both of their readings were pretty much about you have more than one choice. I feel like a lot of people feel stuck right now, and you feel like you have to just commit to one thing, or you have to keep doing something, or you have to keep being a certain way. You don't. You can change. You always have a choice. You always have a choice to do or to not do something, to be or to not be a certain way. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like you're going to be working really hard. You're going to be, I feel like almost, I don't want to say breaking yourself, but I feel like you're going to be really expelling a lot of energy physically, mentally, emotionally in the month of March. So this one kind of feels like it's coming in as a word of caution. I feel like you might be like overbooking yourself or doing too much sometimes, because here's the thing, being busy is the opposite of being productive. Busy and productive are not the same things, and a lot of people think that they are. A lot of people think that just because they're busy, they're being productive. That is not true. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Just because you're busy, just because you're doing a lot, experiencing a lot, it does not mean that you're being proactive, but also vice versa. You could potentially be really productive and just be really busy being productive. But they're not the same thing, so don't get it confused, because I feel like some of you guys may just be keeping yourselves busy. And here's the thing, people keep themselves busy versus productive, or overly busy versus overly productive, because you're avoiding being vulnerable. You're avoiding really being open. So you'd rather just keep yourself busy with experiences. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I can't hang out. This and this and this. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I have this. I have this. Because all those things are things to distract yourself from what's really going on. Because I feel like there's a lot of, again, internal negativity that's going on within you. A lot of mental torment and like emotional anguish. What else? Five of Swords in reverse. I feel like you really have to be careful, because I kind of feel like you're borderline kind of falling, like, if this is, we're talking about Star Wars, it's almost like you're really being tempted by the dark side right now. Again, the devil is really wanting you to join forces, right? Basically the devil really just wants you to listen to your ego. The ego wants you to listen and believe those negative thoughts and those negative things that you say to yourself. It wants you to believe that those things are true. And I feel like you're kind of on the borderline where you're starting to start to believe these things, that you're starting to believe that you're not capable, that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that you're this, that you're that. Stop. Because if it's in your mind, it is you that's doing this. You're giving your power to this voice. You're giving your power to your ego instead of giving your power back to yourself, back to your soul. So just be careful of that, because I feel like there's some temptation. I don't feel like you're fully in it. I don't feel like you're fully feeding it, but I feel like it's really easy for you to be persuaded by this. The High Priestess in reverse. I feel like you guys really, really need to listen to your intuition, okay? I feel that in the month of March, you're in a position where it's really easy for you to follow your thoughts versus following your heart. And regardless of whatever specific situations you guys are dealing with, Capricorn, you really need to listen to your heart and your intuition. I feel like a lot of healing meditative practices would be really good for you. So doing like solar plexus, sacral chakra, I really feel like you guys could work on a lot more. I feel like being an earth sign, when your earthly chakras your lower chakras are out of balance, it's really dangerous, I feel like, because that's how things really get thrown off and derailed very quickly and very intensely for earth signs specifically, because your need to be grounded is more important than any other signs. Everyone needs to be grounded to an extent, but you really need to be connected with the earth, with your physical body, with the things that you're doing in a healthy, positive way. And I feel like right now it's kind of like things look like they could fall apart very easily right now. It seems like you're in a fragile place. So just be cautious of that. Listen to your intuition. I feel like you guys might be getting dreams as well, or like visions about a certain someone or something. Pay attention to those. And don't resist them. Don't resist the feelings that come up with them. Maybe you've been lately feeling guided to reach out to someone or something, or you've been feeling really guided recently to do something. Maybe listen to that and do it. Let's look at blockages. So what is blocking Capricorn in the month of March? So for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, what is blocking Capricorn in the month of March? What's keeping Capricorn back? Other than their own fears and their own ego, we said that clearly. Is there something else? What's keeping Capricorn back from growing, from expanding, from getting out of their shell, from moving forward in a positive way? Impatience. I feel like whatever it is that you want now, which is interesting because I feel like you guys are a patient sign. Capricorn is a patient, slow-moving energy. I feel like you guys feel impatient because I feel whatever it is that you've been wanting, it's like it's been right here. It's been this smoke is killing me. It's been like so close to you for so long, you just haven't been able to obtain it. Think about this. If you feel that, if that resonates with you, if you feel like your goals and your dreams and desires are just like, oh, you know, an arm's length away, you can almost reach it, you can almost touch it, almost taste it, and then you felt that way for a while, the reason why it's like you're close but not close enough is because the last thing that needs to come down is your ego. The last thing that needs to be coming down is your walls, your defense, opening up your shell, allowing yourself to be exposed and vulnerable. Like I said, you can have all the new experiences that you want. You can have all the opportunities that you want. But if your heart is never truly open, if you're never truly vulnerable and expressing yourself authentically how you are deep down inside, because all those emotions and feelings and thoughts that you're having deep down inside, that's something that you're not fully expressing, that you're keeping within, and it builds into this negative energy inside of you that ends up just fueling these negative thoughts. And thus the cycle continues, and that's how you get stuck in negative cycles. Now you're presented at a crossroads right now, Capricorn, in the month of March, where you can make a decision. Do I want to stay where I am right now, internally, where I'm at in life? Again, stop looking at it physically, not what you're physically doing, but where you are energetically in your life, in your soul's journey. Okay, that's always what I'm going to be talking about when I say a crossroads. You have to make a decision about where you are in life, not where you are physically. I don't care about that. We're talking about energy here, Cap, because this energy that you hold within you and that you radiate off of you, that energy, that frequency is what takes you to the opportunities that you're presented with. And what you do with it is what you do with it. It's your choice. Should you stay? Should you go? Should you open up? Should you stay closed off? Because I really feel like you're getting impatient because you're unable to look at him. Look at him reaching for that. He wants it so bad. Maybe even, I honestly feel like some of you guys may be tempted to not cheat, but like take the easy way out. Like, I feel like you guys really want to have a certain goal, and I feel like some of you are even desperate. I'm sorry to say that, but that's how I'm picking up for, some of you are desperate to have this thing or to finally be there. Like, if I could just have that, I'll be happy. If I could just be there, I'll be happy. I promise you, if you are in that mindset right now, you will get there and you won't be happy. I promise you, if you stay the way that you are. Let's get a closing message from your guides. So from the spirit guides that watch over Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, what is the closing message for Capricorn? From the guides that watch over, protect, and guide Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Two more. We have Unicorn, invite serendipity. I feel like you guys need to just relax. Like, that's the thing. Capricorns, you guys are so serious. And when you're in work mode, you're very similar to Sagittarius, where when you have your eyes set on a goal or on a target, you are relentless in chasing after it. Although your chase is a lot different than Sag, where it's less aggressive, it's less impatient. But I feel like because you have all this negative energy, these negative thoughts going on right now, these feelings, it's making you kind of have a lot of anxiety, I feel like, even, and it's making you feel very desperate. Like, oh, I need to get this now. If I just get this now, I'll feel better. I promise you, nothing that you obtain physically is ever going to, I know that that's a Capricorn mindset, but I promise you, it really won't truly make you happy at the end of the day. You can live the rest of your life having that belief, but I promise you, you will never be happy just by obtaining these goals and these opportunities if you don't fix what's broken on the inside. And I feel like a lot of Capricorns view the world that way. Like, oh, once I get a car, once I get this job, once I start my family, I'll be happy. I'll have the things I want. Happiness comes from within. We create happiness. It doesn't come to us. So it doesn't matter where you go if you are stuck with yourself. These emotions, these feelings, these thoughts are inside of you. So it doesn't matter where you go. It will always be there until you deal with it. You can't outrun yourself, Capricorn. And I feel like that's what you're trying to do, trying to run away from yourself. Because it's too deep, it's too hard, it's too emotional, it's too much. Relax. I feel like that's the thing, you just need to chill. Like, you need to just invite more fun and light-hearted and higher vibrational energy. Be very mindful about who you're hanging out with. Be very mindful about what you're watching, what you're listening to, including your own self, okay? I wish you guys the best. That was your reading for the month of March, Capricorn. Let me know in the comments down below how it resonated. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. Share my channel with any friends, family, loved ones that you feel like would really resonate with these readings, or just would like some insight into their month to month, whether they believe in tarot or not. Everyone's welcome here. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so. My email is in the description box down below. Just send me an email and we'll talk about rates and how I work, etc., etc. I do offer my sessions live over Skype or FaceTime, Skype or Zoom, as well as pre-recorded videos, which is usually what most people opt for, but I just want you guys to know that that option is presented. There's live versus a pre-recorded video for you as well. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, I always say my services are not free, but my advice is. So if you just have questions about my personal opinion and my personal advice and you would like that, that is always free. So you can send me an email as well. We can talk about that. Or you can just comment in the description box down below and we'll chat down there. I think that is it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and I wish you guys the best of luck. Bye-bye.